Well, look who we have here. 6 minutes of footage after over 3 years of silence. Who would have guessed we'd ever hear from the developers at NeoStream again? Little Devil Inside is a story about 5,126 Kickstarter backers who wants to survive in a surreal world, is what the Kickstarter tagline says. But it seems like most of these backers aren't at all thrilled to see this project again. People are demanding refunds, many don't even own the consoles they originally pledged for. Anyone ever heard of the Wii U? And it's kind of a mess. The devs uploaded a post along with this new trailer to Kickstarter with a pretty generic apology, but I don't want to get too much into all the drama because I'm here to talk about the actual footage. So Little Devil Inside is now an Unreal Engine 5 game. It started off in Unity, and I can't tell if they ever switched to UE4. I think there was at least a discussion about it back in the prehistoric days of 2016. But engines have indeed been switched, which is definitely part of the reason for no game yet after a very long time. Anyways, a summary of the new trailer in their words. Here we've just strung together a series of gameplay clips representative of what we have been working on in the UE5 engine. And wow, what a wild transition that is. So this game kind of seems like the poster child for it's about the journey, not the destination. We have access to many modes of transportation: train, car, horse, and of course on foot. I'm totally a sucker for this diorama-style overworld. I mean, you look at this and it's like, okay, I can understand the engine switch. Stunning. Although gorgeous, I can't imagine this travel portion of the game being that engaging, especially after all the newness wears off. On one hand, it can be really fun to kind of travel at realistic speeds in a game. Helps put you into the shoes of the characters, so to speak. Like in Red Dead 2, I loved pretending to be a cowboy, riding my horse slowly from town to town. On the other hand, movement is quite slow and the map quite big, so we'll just have to see how much travel we actually do and if there's a way to maybe speed things up or a fast travel option once you kind of get sick of it. There are little distractions and pit stops along the way though, like this gas station and random occurrences that interrupt our journey to keep us on our toes. Attention to detail is obviously something that NeoStream has been focusing on, as well as just some bizarre moments that we don't really have any context for yet. But then there are other moments, specifically with combat, that kind of undo some of this hard work. Some of the footage is really choppy, and I can see why they said, we've just strung together a series of gameplay clips. So I do think it is somewhat concerning that this footage was released at all. Why wait years and then not even show off your best work? Just some food for thought. Anyways, these moments of action are kind of sprinkled around here and there, but it does seem like Little Devil Inside isn't necessarily a fast-paced game. There's a lot of talking to people, getting quests, collecting items. Then there's the science-y research stuff, which really gets me curious about the lore of this world. Yes, it is a somewhat historical setting, but with a mix of steampunk and even more advanced technology in there. Then there's the survival portion. A whole wardrobe of clothing to choose from, each item suited to different environments. We have to eat, and there's an energy bar up in the top left corner. We also know from earlier trailers that we can harvest a lot of materials from the wilderness and even set up our own camp. So all in all, I'd say this game, at least from this new footage, seems very spread out in terms of focus. I don't really know what kind of game to expect, and I think the overall experience of playing it will really depend on how much of a focus each of these sort of genres or gameplay styles get. I also do think the music is really cool and definitely captures the vibe of a Victorian-era adventure with weird monsters and maybe some supernatural stuff. And traveling with a large party is also very interesting to me. Do we have to take their needs into consideration on our journey? Stop more often, hunt for more food? Will we be a bigger target to hungry monsters? There are still very many unknowns when it comes to the project, so I'll believe it when I see it, I guess. Following along with Little Devil Inside has been a truly bewildering experience thus far. I wonder what's in store for us next.